One day, a girl in her early 20s returned carrying her young son, who was 6 years old, from outside the country. His mother asked him to stay by the bags until she brought him something to eat and drink. The child is excited as soon as he sees a young man running after him, thinking that he is his father, and in fact he tells him that it is his father whom his mother always draws in her notebook. Despite the young man's strong refusal to call the child my father, he is forced to take him with him. There he finds a small backpack with his mother's number written on it, so he calls immediately to have one of his family come and take him. Indeed, his mother comes and is shocked when she recognizes the young man. As for the young man, he gets very upset when he sees her. He tells her that it is impossible for her to be the child's mother and that he should not trust her and hand the child over to her. She asks the child about her identity to him, and the child says that she is his mother and looks at the young man and says that he is his father. The girl is carrying her son and wants to leave, but the young man stops her with sharp words, asking her to leave, as her son is sick and she must take care of him and take care of him. They were all surprised when the child fell to the ground and the girl collapsed. Trying to carry her son, she found the young man's assistant carrying him and they all took him to the hospital. The girl remains steadfast and tears flow from her eyes for her son and for the young man who is still confined to a wheelchair. His memories go back to 6 years ago and the last meeting between her and him when they were already married. One day, the young man wanted to make her happy as usual, so he took her on a trip to the mountain peaks, where there was snow and complete calm. There, when rocks fell from the top of the mountain, he saved her life, but he was injured by some rocks that collided with her. In his back, they took her to the hospital and she fainted. As for the young man, his injury was severe and directly affected his spine. He was in dire need of treatment and the possibility of him returning to his normal condition again was very weak. She remembered that she was the one who went to him while he was in intensive care at the time and informed him that she wanted to separate from him and that he could no longer protect her or make her happy with his current situation. He begged her not to leave him, but she insisted on that, and in fact she separated from him and disappeared completely from his life. Her son woke up, so she held him in her arms, and the young man looked at her and felt sympathy for her condition, despite the cruelty he was showing her. The girl had a shocking secret in her life. She left her husband and discovered after his separation from her and her entire absence from the country that she had become pregnant with her son because the daughter of his father's business partner threatened her with his life, that her father was a doctor and one of the wealthy people in the world and could treat him, and that she had to leave him because he was her childhood sweetheart and preferred her over the girls in the family. All of it, and in the end his end, was at her hands. She did everything she did as a sacrifice for him, so she was very sad when she saw him after 6 years in a wheelchair unable to move, and she felt as if her entire sacrifice had failed and her years of effort alone to be strong in life and protect her little one were in vain, but she did not tell him anything, especially when his mother came to her to hear her bad. The girl stopped her and told her that she would not bear them anymore, and that what was making her bear her obscene words was her son, and now there was no longer a connection between them. The young man was still fond of her love even after her separation and her absence from him, and he refused to marry any girl after her. He thought that because of what she had done, he hated women, but he was amazed at his condition when his heart softened for her, and the first time he saw her with her son, he asked her about him if he was their son, but I denied it. Suddenly, in the hospital, a famous young man, an actor, appears, approaching her and asking her about what happened with them. The young man realized that he might be her husband and that the son was their son, so he became very sad about that and left the hospital with his assistant and left. The young man bought a huge production company specifically to make the girl work for him. The famous young man was the hero of the film and the girl was the writer, so they worked together on any artistic work. They had gotten to know each other outside the country. The young man was still unknown and not yet famous. She helped him when a group of strong men were chasing him and beat him up. She filmed them with her phone and threatened them that if they did not stop harming him, she would inform the police and show them the recording. So they left him, and from then on he helped her in all her affairs and they achieved success together. Although he fell in love with her at first sight, he could always see in her eyes how much she loved her ex-husband. Once again, the partner's daughter causes another disaster in the girl's life by paying the director money to commit adultery with her. If it were not for the famous young man, no one would have saved her from his hands. The girl links the events together and remembers that on the day of the accident, she saw the same man she had seen a few days ago in the director's office. She asks for help from the famous young man, investigates information about him, and sets a trap for him. He falls into it and confesses to everything on his own as soon as he gives him the money he asked for. The partner's daughter was one of them. Behind the rocks incident in the mountains from the beginning, it is the main reason for the disability that the young man suffers from and is the obstacle to his complete treatment so far. His mother has taken a hair from the child to examine it in the laboratory and actually discovers that he is her grandson. When she learns the truth, she goes to her son to tell him about it, and the famous young man comes to them to reveal the whole truth in front of the ex-husband and his mother, and the partner's daughter is with them at the time. She tries to deny it, but the proofs and evidence are stronger than she denies it, and the police arrest her to punish her for what she did. The girl is with her child on a return trip to a country abroad to enjoy the tranquility that she left there, but she discovers that her ex-husband is sitting in the seat next to her and telling her everything that happened, so they return to each other, and the child is happy about that because he will finally live with his mother and his father, whose pictures he used to see drawn in his mother's notebook on. Always, and he can't touch him. In the intricate tapestry of life, this story serves as a poignant reminder of the power of love, forgiveness, and resilience. It teaches us that even in the face of adversity and heartache, there is always hope for redemption and reconciliation. Through the trials faced by the characters, we witness the profound impact of choices made in moments of desperation and fear. The girl's sacrifice for her son, driven by a past fraught with manipulation and deceit, highlights the lengths to which a mother will go to protect her child. Similarly, the young man's journey from bitterness and resentment towards forgiveness and acceptance underscores the transformative nature of compassion and understanding. At its core, this story illustrates the interconnectedness of human experience, the ways in which our actions reverberate and intertwine, shaping the lives of those around us. It urges us to confront our pasts, confront our fears, and confront our truths, for it is only through honesty and vulnerability that true healing can begin. Ultimately, as the characters find their way back to each other, we are reminded that love has the power to transcend even the deepest of wounds. It is a beacon of hope in the darkest of times, guiding us towards a future filled with promise and possibility. In the end, this story implores us to embrace the complexities of life with open hearts and open minds, for it is through our shared humanity that we find strength, resilience, and the capacity to love unconditionally.